Vixen. By the way, I passed your info around in a couple of your show videos to see if I can get you some work.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
No problemo.
Welcome everyone to another edition of Hardcore Wrestling Rants. This is take 3. We've had a few issues, but fuck it. You know what? We're high, we're stoned, and we're enjoying life right now. I want to give a quick shout out to our friends, Mr. and Mrs. A, who have their BC games and more. They cover a lot of old retro games. They do trivia and much, much more. That's Mr. and Mrs. A every Sunday at 9:30 Eastern Time on Facebook in the group section. Now, of course, I have the Lawrence Scudder himself, Joseph Knight. Joe, what's going on?
Nothing much. I would say a decent show for AEW. Love the way they push Wheeler. That's a future star as well. Can't wait to see what they do more with him. But before we go on, because you know me, I say the controversial shit. Lance, go ahead.
Are you sure we're live?
Yes, I'm looking at it on my monitor.
Okay, then that's Joe at SkullJamsRim.com.
So we got to do that, folks, just to get it out of the way.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I've never really been impressed with Wheeler Yuta. He had a good match, but since he was like with the Best Friends or Orange Cassidy and Friends, he really just didn't appeal to me. So I knew that Yuta was going to wind up losing the match. There was no question about that one. I don't know about you, Lance.
Yeah, he was in the match with Moxley, right?
No, he was with Daniel Bryanson, or Brian Danielson, or that goat face boy.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's right, because it was Jay Lethal against Moxley. But yeah, mid card maybe.
There were, like I said, there was a couple of matches that was decent. Joe, the last match where Darby Allin pretty much just got punished by Andrea Idolo. I'm like,
just say it, Rick. Andrade the idiot. Don't even pronounce the
well,
last.
you can call him the idiot, but the idiot fucking pretty much kicked Darby's ass, and
that's because they have nothing to do with him, so they have to try to do something before his visa expires, and they have to send him back to Mexico. You know, let me say something quick. It's better if he had the mask on. He should leave it on, because without the mask, he looks like shit. We know Charlotte Flair's boning him, and if you can't tell how much I love the guy, you're not paying attention. By the way, the Leah Thomas of professional wrestling is back. I don't know why, but I digress. Let's go, Lance.
Yes,
that's Joe at SkullJamsRim.com.
I love that shit.
And of course, over at Lance Moss TV with the incomparable Lance Moss. Lance, not a bad Dynamite, but not a great one. And I'm sorry, but I don't. CM Punk wanted an AEW title run. Do you think he needs it?
No. Just no.
Fair enough. And last but certainly not least, we have the Vicious Vixen herself from KZW, Zoe Nightshade. Zoe, what were your thoughts about tonight?
I enjoyed it. I liked the John Moxley and Jay Lethal match. The women's match, I didn't really like it too much. That pile driver was ridiculous.
That wasn't very ugly, but you're referring to Tony Storm's, or should call it Storm Zero pile driver, and it's pretty much just pulling them up by the seat of the pants and then just dropping. It's almost like the old school short pile driver show.
Yeah, you know what? I was disappointed. They brung in Tony Storm. You know, okay, I guess that's fine. I was hoping for someone better. But you know what? She was going up against a bunny, so it's not like you're expecting anything extravagant. So, but kudos to her. She's finally made it to a promotion that hopefully will treat her right.
Well, right now she is the first entrant in the Owen Hart Foundation Cup, so that's a plus.
Yeah,
So
she is. As long as she doesn't come off the scaffolding, we'll be fine. You don't get the pun there. And of course, Zoe loved the show. Moxley was on it. He finally escaped from the closet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now I got to hunt him down.
All right, you know what? Let's move on to some quick news before we do our WrestleMania picks. Last week, the Game Triple H announced his retirement. Actually, due to his the heart condition, he had a defibrillator, excuse me, and he pretty much said, "Nope, that's it, I'm done." But I don't know, Joe. If you ask me, he's been done for a while.
He has, but and it's sad too because took it took this to really kind of put the nail in the coffin. He finally had to realize you're not a young man anymore. And number two, nobody really gave a shit anyway. You know, but he was smart enough to know that when it's time to go out of the way, you gotta step down. You gotta get out of the way like the Undertaker did, because in the fact that the next one could be a serious heart attack. The only other person I'm looking to see him retire that he says that's it, I'm done, is Shane McMahon, because I'm sure he's the next one on that list.
It is possible. I don't think he's. I'm not sure when. Zoe, we know. Well, first off, your thoughts about Triple H retiring.
I think Triple H has been done for a while now. I just, like Joe said, it took this to kind of finish it off.
Well, he also talked about Shane McMahon, who's possibly the next to retire.
Mhm.
But Shane, again, like Triple H, doesn't wrestle a lot, but so I'm not sure if that's gonna happen anytime soon. Anyway.
I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon.
All right, Lance, you get the final word on this.
I kind of wish they would have been able to give Triple H a final send-off match and not just his last match being just some random ass match because of all the things he's done for the company. But other than that, everybody kind of figured once the heart episode attack or whatever, that was it. And with Shane O'Mac, well, he just came back to the company, so probably ain't gonna be the next to retire. Maybe Brock will be the next to retire.
And over in our Twitch chat room, Terry3G said, Shane never used steroids, so I don't know if Triple H did. I think he was a straight shooter.
Yeah, he was. He never took it. And he was one of those guys that just, went out with the punches. He just dealt with it, and he worked his ass off. So I give him kudos for that. He actually did his thing. I got one thing I'm going to throw in here, Rick, and that's a question for the panel here. Now that he's retired, do you think he's going to get a Hall of Fame induction this year?
This year, it's possible. If not next year. But what I really want to see is him returning to. He's returning to NXT. Hopefully, he gets rid of the fucking 2.0. I don't know if I can speak for anyone else.
Yes.
Okay. You know what? Why don't we move along, and we're gonna get to the most painful topic of the tonight, WrestleMania. And we have our picks and predictions, and you know what, guys? I'm gonna tell you, 2 nights is just a pain in the ass for me, especially when it's a WWE show.
Oh God, I'm already dreading this show.
Yeah.
I look at this show and I've got to say, nothing in this show impresses me because it's pretty much same thing. Even Cody coming back to take on Seth Rollins, I'm like, I don't really give a damn anymore. I used to love waiting for WrestleMania. It was that one time a year, friends and family used to get over. We would huddle around the TV. We will have the chips, the bowls, the popcorn, the punch, and everything.
Absolutely. It was like, it was like an event.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
It's like, bleh.
And even when it started to slow down a little bit and I started losing interest, and this was like around 2018, I would still watch WrestleMania. I still had the network. And then, of course, COVID hit, and then they had to have it for 2 nights. And I'm like, okay, well, I get that. I guess I can get that to a point, despite how bad it was. It was just horrible. I mean, that was campy as hell. But now you have WrestleMania. The COVID fear is pretty much all done. There's no reason why they can have that for one whole night. I don't know about you, Lance. Why do they need 2 nights?
Sell the same seat twice, maybe? I don't know. But, yeah. I really wish they would go back to one night.
I agree. Zoe, your thoughts, WrestleMania 2 nights?
I hate it.
Yeah.
Whenever I was younger, like, I wanted to go to WrestleMania. I've always wanted to go to WrestleMania. Now, the way WWE is, I'm like, I could care less about WrestleMania.
And unfortunately, that's a hard truth for some fans. I mean, you'll still have the diehard WWE fans, and, that's their choice, or blindness, but, take a pick. But, I mean, when you go to a concert or you go to any event, you're thrilled to go, you get in there, and then by the time you're done, you go home and you just want to, you're wiped.
Yeah.
And then the next day, you have to do it all over again. And, as much as I love Roger Waters of Pink Floyd, I don't think I could do that 2 nights in a row. It's just personally exhausting. But
and there's nothing impressive. If this was like you had a kick-ass one night, and then the second night was even more kick-ass, then you could be thrilled, like, holy shit, or one night SmackDown and one night WrestleMania Raw, but it's nothing. You're looking at the same boring ass fucking people. The outcomes. In fact, when Rick does our picks and predictions, when he reads out the matches, we're all gonna probably hit it right on the nail.
And let's why don't we start with those. First, the match is Logan Paul and The Miz versus Rey and Dominic Mysterio. Now, you can say Logan Paul's a celebrity, so they might get the heel win. But I'm guessing again with the whole Mysterios. I don't know if they're still on that if they're still on that push, Joe, but I guess that's my pick.
Oh, no. I see Logan and The Miz getting his due because I could see Dominic finally turning on his dad for not getting enough allowance. So I could see this be the turning point for Dominic. He hasn't done anything. The father-son gimmick is already blown past its existence. It's time to put that nail in the coffin. It's time for this guy to literally stand out on his own and not be with Papa Mysterio. I'm going with The Miz and Logan.
All right, Zoe, your pick.
I think Maurice is going to show up and screw the Mysterios over.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I would love to have Maurice screw me over, but that's just, my thoughts. Lance, final pick.
Well, I would like to screw Maurice too, but I'm going with Rey and Dominic.
All right, in the next match, we have Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. Now, throughout his career, whether you can call him Baron Corbin, Constable Corbin, King Corbin, they made this guy a sideshow. And the thing is, he honestly, the size he is and the way he wrestles, there's no reason why WWE can't push him up higher. But Drew McIntyre, again, former world champion, won the Royal Rumble. Hasn't gotten a title win since, but that's just me. I think Drew McIntyre is going to take the match. What do you think, Lance?
Yep, I'm going with Drew.
And Zoe, what's your pick?
McIntyre.
And Joe, final pick.
McIntyre. Boy, you can tell we're all pretty much excited for the
Yeah, I'm so excited for this, especially the SmackDown Tag Team title match. Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. Who the fuck is Rick Boogs? I hate to say it, I feel like fucking Bobby Heenan. Who?
That must be Ham and Egger 1 and Ham and Egger 2.
Well, Shinsuke Nakamura, again, wonderful, talented wrestler, and I don't know who Boogs is. And they'll be taking
basically his sidekick. It's all it is.
Oh, wait a minute. Isn't that the guy that plays the guitar for him?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. And then, of course, you have the Usos, who are the champions, who've gotten more title runs than they have ICUs.
Do you mean DWIs?
DWIs, ICUs, whatever the fuck you want to call them. They probably got them all. So, I don't know the push that Nakamura is getting, but the Usos, of course, they get the handout from Daddy Roman, so I think there's no reason why they're gonna get the win. Joe, your pick.
I think you just told everybody that prediction already. I think that we're all going to be unanimous here. You're going to see another Usos win, and then you're going to go see them celebrate and get locked up again. So, if that guy who plays the guitar for Shinsuke Nakamura, wouldn't that make more sense if he teamed with Elias and it would have been the dueling guitars? That would have the guitar players. I don't know.
I think a gimmick would last for maybe about a month.
With WWE, yes.
And they would get their asses kicked for that 1 month. And that's the problem with the WWE. You're either the top of the crop and the rest you're just bantha fodder. You're just ones just to get stepped on. And it sucks because when you're in a company, you should realize, let's see what these guys can do. But again, it is what it is. Zoe, your pick.
Usos.
And Lance.
Us.
You can tell how so excited everybody is. It's like, yeah, we know where this is going.
And then Big Becky Lynch, who's the champion, did she get her hair cut or something like that? I guess that was a storyline.
Yes.
So did she cut her whole hair, or was it just like a little flock?
It was random pieces all over her head. Belair did it to her. And then she went.
And Bianca Belair did it. How hypocritical is that?
Yeah.
And then she got straightened up today, and to me, she looks like she has a mullet.
She does have a mullet.
Okay, so
I think it's finally that crack withdrawals that she does in the ring. It's finally catching up to her.
You know what? This one, honestly, is a coin tosser for me. I could give it to Belair. Belair very well could win this one. So, you know what? For shits and giggles, I'm going to go with Bianca Belair. What about you, Lance?
I'm going big time Bex because I think by hook or crook, she's walking out with the belt.
All right. Zoe, your pick.
A heel win by Becky.
And then we have Joe, your pick.
Well, I was going to say one comment, but I don't want to get us thrown off of Twitch.
Joe at GoldenDrum.com.
Yeah, it would have been something Heritage Month, but it's not.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
But I see. You know what? She needs her due. And I'm talking about Bianca Belair.
Well, she did win last year's WrestleMania.
Yes, I could see. It's a toying cause for me because I care for neither one at this moment. So I'm just gonna say it's probably going to be Becky Lynch over Belair. Probably it will be a heel like win for it. Pretty much that's what I'm looking at. She's going either that or Belair is going to use her hair and try to strangle fucking Becky Lynch.
That's possible too.
Found that comment funny.
I don't know. Could she use that as a weapon? She probably theoretically could.
Well, it's attached to her body, so yeah, she has.
Yeah.
She has used it in the past when she was a heel. I don't know if she's a babyface or a heel. Again, shows you how much I've been following WWE. She's a face, all right. And of course, then now they have the Kevin Owens show with a special guest, Stunning Steve Austin. Or Stone Cold Steve Austin, whichever one you want to call him. I know, Joe, you'd call him Stunning, but...
I call him, which to me is like Austin 316 says, I just whipped your ass. So I'll stick with the Stone Cold because that was the better gimmick.
Okay. But apparently on his podcast, he says he's the best fit of his life. So we know that it's not necessarily going to be a match, but you know somebody's got to be getting a Stunner Tonight show.
Oh, yeah. And here's where my cliches come in. Ronnie Millsaps, Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder all can see this coming because it's nothing new. It's like, here it comes. Now, I would like to see this. This is what I would love to see. I would love to see actually Owens do the stunner on Stone Cold to start a little bit of a rivalry. You know, and Stone Cold does maybe one match and all that. So I'm going to do the wild prediction here. They are going to do this thing, and Stone Cold's going to try to do the stunner, and Owens is going to end up giving it to him to build up something. Because if they just give it to Stone Cold to just do it, gee, we all saw this coming. We could just turn our backs and just wait for the stunner to happen.
This is where you go to concession stand, take a piss or whatever. But
absolutely,
you know what I find funny, and I mean, not funny, but a little ironic, is the last time, you know, it was another Owens who ended or shortened Stone Cold's career, referring to the late Owen Hart. But hey, it's one of those weird little things. So you kind of have to wonder. I don't know, Zoe. What do you think how this is gonna play out?
Do you even have to ask? We know Stone Cold's gonna kick Kevin Owens' ass.
All right. Well, Joe seems to think the other way. Lance, you get the final way.
He's gonna open up one more can of whoop ass.
And you know, again, I could see it going other way. And either way, I won't be shocked because, like, as I said before, this is going to turn out to be some kind of a fight or whatever.
Oh, they've said it's going to be a fight.
Okay, so theoretically that's a match. Well, kind of a match. And then the main event is going to be Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Boy, does this show keep getting better and better and better.
You're referring to WrestleMania or me? This show.
WrestleMania. Yeah. I love our show. And I have to say I love it. Zoe will come over and kick my ass. So
yes, I would.
Kick his ass.
Love it. Please do it with leather and hiking.
Kick his ass. Kick his ass.
Ronda Rousey, I mean, she's got to take this. How, Zoe, would she not be able to win this?
WWE is going to put the belt on her, even though she doesn't deserve it, just because she walked back in and has everything handed to her for the second time. I hope she breaks her hand again.
And you know what, Lance? Again, Ronda Rousey, as Zoe said, it was perfect. She walks in the door and gets everything handed on a silver plate.
That's true. I mean, then again, that 1 year, Charlotte did cry to Vince that she wasn't going to be in the main event of WrestleMania. He threw her in there, so goose and gander on that thing. But yeah, Ray Charles, Ronnie Millsap, and Stevie Wonder can see Ronda's walking away with this.
I think even Chris Benoit can see this.
Yeah.
No, Chris Benoit is actually watching real wrestling because up in heaven, They now have Scott Hall doing the Ayo. So that's enough. By the way, you guys cannot see, but I am wearing an NWO T-shirt in honor of Scott Hall.
Who are you fucking kidding? You probably just love that NWO shirt regardless. um,
How does he know?
yeah, and I think Joe, we didn't give you the final pick.
Again, it's no brainer. It's gonna be Ronda Rousey. I think she'll probably hold it for 2 months and then just drop it again to somebody else, maybe Sasha Banks or something. And I dread that because see the circle, guys. Ronda Rousey, Charlotte, probably Sasha, probably Becky, probably the returning what's her face, the short hair school teacher, whatever the fuck her name was.
Oh, Bailey.
Bailey, yeah. So it's like, that little circle, they never invent anybody new. It's like back in the 80s, it was either Wendy Richter or Fabulous Moolah. Wendy Richter, Fabulous Moolah. So, Rick, it really mattered, but I think Rousey's going to get it.
And that was for night one. And, it's kind of funny because over at AEW, they have a robust amount of wrestlers, female wrestlers, who, they usually get their shots. Not always get the title, but at least they get the push. WWE does not know how to push their talent. We've said this over and over again. And it looks like the women's division is all jacked up to shit between Raw and SmackDown because they don't have 4 or 5 each. So I guess they reverted back to the 80s show.
Oh my God! Again, this is the World Wrestling Entertainment. You would think that they will have more people willing to come to this company, and they would have more people really getting into this. It's insane how AEW has. I'm not even going to read the list because it will go on and on with the great talent that they have. So it just shocks the hell out of me how, they don't really care about any of the other girls in the undercard, in the bottom. So I think like Toni Storm appearing in AEW was just like, hey guys, guess what? We got this ham and egger. She just showed up. So, let's see, WWE, and I doubt they're going to do anything.
And again, Zoe, your thoughts, you're a female wrestler. What do you say to a company where they only have a handful of wrestlers on each side and 2 or 3 of them are always getting to the top?
I think it's BS. Personally, there needs to be more women wrestlers, and there needs to be more equal opportunities to go up for a belt. Have more than 5 girls, because most of the time you've got maybe a couple of tag team matches, and once in a while you have a singles match.
And then they have Seth Rollins will be facing an opponent of Mr. McMahon's choosing.
Cody! Damn allergies.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are saying that could be Cody. Cody Rhodes.
All right. I'll tell everybody the truth about it. McMahon called me the other night, and I said yes.
Really? Okay.
And you went down that dusty roads.
I sure did.
Well, we know it's not CM Punk. Joe, again, the rumors of Cody. Could this come to reality or fruition?
Oh my God! I'm at this point right now that the luster, the luster of this whole shebang has been thrown out the window because Cody's coming, Cody's not. Cody's coming, Cody's not. To me, it doesn't really matter. It could be a whole big swerve too. It could be somebody else showing up because Vince will probably say, "See, you guys thought it was going to be Cody Rhodes. Well, fuck you. We took a different roads. We dug up Dusty. Suck on that, will you?"
Lance, your thoughts?
It's the worst kept secret this year, other than the fact that it's a work.
Well, and the funny thing is, guys, you still have to question, what if it isn't Cody? And all these rumors, we've seen rumors like this fly off into the middle of nowhere where it's bullshit, and then all of a sudden, it winds up happening. So, unfortunately, when it comes to the rumor mill, you're kind of at odds when it comes to something like that, Joe.
Yeah, again, I think this is just, let's just survive day one and see what the hell. It's not like Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is another guy that his time came, his time is gone. He went from being the Shield to the Messiah to some freak of nature. I don't know what the hell he's gimmicky. It's like he fell into a vat of paint, and came out with a stripe.
Yeah,
The Joker.
No, it was like his suit came out like the Joker, and his mind came out as Joker, but his face stood the same, which is horrible.
Well, and that's the funny thing. I think that whole gimmick started as a Messiah the heel when the rumor a couple of years back when he was taken out. They were down in Saudi Arabia, and he got a write up, but everybody else didn't. So they kind of felt that fuck you and fuck him, and they kind of went that way. But yeah, his heel characters have really been spinning around, and it doesn't make sense. I don't know if it makes sense to you, Zoe.
My take on the whole situation is I could care less if Cody Rhodes comes back or not. WWE. In a way, I wish to God that he would, just so that everybody shuts up about it. I don't know which is more annoying, hearing the Cody Rhodes rumors or seeing the slap heard around the world, Will Smith and Chris Rock, thing on social media.
Did you see that spot? I saw that spot.
Yeah.
And
you know what? I like the way you just said that. I saw that spot. Like
it's a
it was because when Chris Rock made the joke about his wife, he started laughing. You saw, and so then he comes up and gets all upset and kind of smacks him, and even the smack Joe. I'm like, come on, we're wrestling fans. We know, we see when we see a real smack. And then he comes out, and then he's all pissed off.
Yeah, this was, put it like this. You know what? And I stand by this. The entire Oscars and all these other awards plays, the Academy Awards, and were these rich, selfish pieces of crap who pat themselves on the back and go and claim a little fake award that nobody gives a shit about. Ratings were dropping. Ratings dropped for the Olympics because nobody gave a damn. Not with all the woke and cancel culture bullshit. So they needed to figure out how to get ratings and how to make this more noticeable, how to get it out there, because ratings are all the big thing in television, and the Oscars were the most dead ratings. It was dead. Nobody watched it. Nobody cared for it. As soon as that slap hit, everybody and their mother was watching it and reporting. Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. Chris Rock made fun of his old wife. Worse if it would have been that Chris Rock would have gone down and shined her head with some shoe polish. And then Will Smith
make it entertaining
for real. But we all know it's a work. They just needed to figure out a way to raise the ratings in the Oscars.
Well, we're going to move on back to our WrestleMania picks.
Do we have to?
Unfortunately, we were having fun talking about Chris Rock.
Hey, I just thought of something. What if Seth Rollins' opponent, it's not Cody Rhodes, but The Rock?
That would be interesting.
I don't see that.
No. It would be interesting, but I don't see it happening.
Will Smith.
Yeah, no kidding. The Rock has to come out. He would have to push that and push that and push that. We've been hearing the rumors about Cody Rhodes, so the fans, they're gonna be like all freaked out because, oh my God, Cody Rhodes was left WWE, went to AEW, now he's back. So unfortunately, I don't see The Rock happening. That'd be like just not happening. Um, I want to move along to the New Day. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston going against Sheamus and another guy I've never heard of, Ridge Holland. Joe, your pick.
Jeez. That's a toughie. Let me scratch my head and figure this out. No, it's going to be the New Day because the New Day need to win a day. And I don't know who the hell Sheamus is teaming with. Honestly, I think we're at the end of this line where nothing is surprising anymore. So I'm giving it to the New Day.
Well, Zoe, let me ask you this again. I don't know Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs if they're really been getting a push, or if this is just a filler match.
I have no idea because I don't watch SmackDown.
Okay, well, Lance, over to you. We know you watch SmackDown.
Well, the dude that Sheamus is tagging with is the guy that broke Big E's neck. So ain't no way in hell they're going over New Day all the damn way.
Okay, well, they have it on that one.
And y'all know I can't stand the New Day, but they cost WWE a lot of money, so they ain't winning.
Now, they have the next match is Edge versus AJ Styles. Now, I love AJ Styles. I would like to see him go over Edge, but I don't see Edge wanting to lose matches. He's kind of got that CM Punk personality going where, yeah, I'm a legend. I don't have much time left. I want to just win the matches that matter. Joe, what are your thoughts?
Oh, man, I feel bad for AJ because he is the most talented guy in that roster. Yeah, Rick, I got to say, poor AJ, he's going down.
Zoe, over to you.
I'm thinking it'll be Edge, but correct me if I'm wrong. It just seems like anytime that AJ Styles goes up against a WWE legend at WrestleMania, he keeps coming up short.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that AJ Styles is far younger than him and still in far better shape. Lance, what's going on here?
Didn't he win the TNA Legends champion? And so maybe the Legends are pissed about that.
He's a double time Grand Slam champion, and that's just in TNA. Never mind what he's done over New Japan Pro Wrestling.
So maybe they're mad about that, but I still see Edge winning this.
Okay. Well, AJ Styles did resign and extended on his contract, 5-year contract. So, 1 second. And so, I don't think it's a, you work for other companies and you were a great company. I think in this particular case, I think AJ Styles is just in it for the money. He's making great money now, so why not take time at the end, and end his career with a little extra money in his pocket. Moving on, we have the Women's Tag Team Championship. It's Queen Zelina and Carmella versus Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan and versus Natalya and Shayna Baszler. So what's this, like this is like a 5-way tag team match. And I know, Lance, how you love, these huge tag team matches because they get crazy, but this is a tag match. This is WWE.
Yeah, either way, my pick is Liv and Rhea.
You know what? Honestly, I would like to see Rhea Ripley get another title and Liv Morgan. I know that she's changed a little bit. Again, I'm not followed WWE, so I can't really make a solid pick, but I'll have to go with that one. Joe, over to you.
What was the other team names again?
Zelina and Carmella, Sasha Banks and Naomi, Natalia, Shayna Baszler.
I'm gonna go wild card here. It's gonna be Naomi and Sasha Banks. It's just I don't know. We've seen the other two. Everybody, this is something that's a piss breaker. This is something that you go to the concession stand and the toilets and everything. This should be a pre-show match because this match just does not matter.
And then we have the Raw Tag Team Championship. It's the RK Bros, Randy Orton and Matt Riddle versus the Street Profits versus the Alpha Academy. Now, honestly, I don't know. Are the K Bros, are they still championships?
Yes, I still have the championship.
Okay, so they're going to eventually have to drop it. I'm going to have to say the Street Profits are going to wind up taking the titles. Over to you, Lance.
Well, since RK Bro just got it, about 2 weeks ago?
Yep.
I think they retain.
Has that only been 2 weeks? I thought it was longer than that.
They just re-got it.
Oh, okay. So, well, I'll still say the Street Profits are going to wind up getting the win, Hook or Crook. Joe, your thoughts?
Another match I definitely don't care about. I gotta say the Street Profits too, because the Alpha Academy, that's like Gable and Jake the Milkman Mulligan, the fat guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't see them fucking winning unless they do give it to them as a pity thing for them.
Does WWE really show any pity?
No, so yeah, we're going with Street Profits.
There you go. And of course, another wonderful match, epic match I really want to see is Bobby Lashley versus Omos.
Piss break.
The more and more matches I'm reading, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I think Omos, if Lashley can get Omos down, I think Lashley could possibly win. I don't know what kind of a streak Omos has been on. I know he's gone single for a while. Zoe, can you give us a little light as to what's going on with Omos?
Basically, he's dominated. He's won all of his matches and everything. But this match is literally an I don't give a shit match.
Yeah, I think we all spoke for that one. Well, if Omos is going that way, unless if they really want to push Bobby Lashley, which they've done more times than I care for, I'm going to say Omos. Joe, your pick.
I'd rather watch Mr. Rogers take on Mr. McFeely or Chef Brockett. Now, can you guys... Mr. Rogers is pulling King Friday out of his pocket, and he's choking the postman.
And he hit him with a speed delivery.
Exactly.
Oh,
see how we just made fucking WrestleMania much better. Oh, God. I'd rather watch these two thumb wrestle.
Yeah, no shit. Get the old
ring.
wrestling thumb wrestler thing, characters and...
Yeah, just put them in a little toy ring and put their thumbs through them with the Hulk Hogan and Macho, and I will be happy. But if Almost is gonna win this, but you know what? It's what a downhill spiral for Bobby Lashley. What town did he poison their water supply? Because for him to go from world champion to losing in a garbage way, and now fighting Almost, Jesus Christ, McMahon.
Yeah, this is just absolutely ridiculous. And of course, it's getting another wonderful match. It's Austin Theory versus Pat McAfee. Now, we know that Pat McAfee was a commentator, or at least I don't know if he was, but still is.
Yes.
But Austin Theory was getting that push. He was like the Mr. McMahon guy. And I think, honestly, that's who you should have faced, Seth Rollins, and even gotten the win if they really want to push this guy. I hate Pat McAfee, so I'm just going to pick on Austin Theory just on proxy. Joe, over to you.
I'd rather watch my cat cough up a hairball.
You know,
Jeez.
I'm gonna be smoking a lot of weed if I'm gonna be watching. Like, oh, wow, yeah, man, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. He
But-
wants the smoke.
I want the smoke. I'm gonna be fucking smoking an ounce. That's what I'm gonna be doing to watch WrestleMania.
You know, you might as well grow a garden of pot because it's probably going to be a lot better than this show. You know, I'm going to
I'm
need all of
telling
it.
ya.
So come with the farm equipment and just make your whole farm and harvest it all. Oh God, what the hell? I know WWE's dying for talent, but do
They're
you
just
honestly
dying.
think McAfee's gonna win this unless his co-commentator fucking helps him in the ring? You know, so Theory's
Michael
gonna have
Cole,
to
yeah,
go
okay.
Well, hey, Michael Cole is undefeated at WrestleMania.
Oh God, that would be too fucking funny. Since you brought that up, Lance, your pick.
I hate to say this, but McAfee.
McAfee's taking, yeah. All right, Zoe, final pick.
Theory.
All right. And apparently, Johnny Knoxville is going to be facing Sami Zayn in an anything goes match. Joe, help me here, please.
Oh.
Let me think of another cliche I could throw in because I'm running out of them. Because this shit is like this show it's so bad right now. I'd rather watch flies fuck, and you know, and that's being a peeping tom or one eye at peeping because you got to keep an eye on the little fuckers.
No, Joe just spoke the truth. He's a peeping Tom.
I have no problem. I peep on my wife all the time. You know, that's the only way I could get it these days. But okay. God,
Is that when she's in the shower, or she's taking a piss?
everything.
Wow, man, Joe likes the golden showers.
Yeah, it's a golden shower.
Kinky.
Yeah, you gotta have that orange juice in the morning. So anyway, jeez, Rick, I'm just gonna call a toss up because this doesn't matter to me. Honestly, I stopped over at Twitch. Terry wrote Joseph at peepingtomrealm.com. Write that down, Lance.
No.
People might believe that one. Yeah,
Joe, kayfabe.
kayfabe, yeah. Goddamn, son. Jesus, Rick, it's a toss-up. I really can't say.
Well, I'm gonna say Johnny Knoxville because he's a celebrity, you know, and Sami Zayn. Well, let's be frank, he's
Fidel
Sami
Castro
Zayn.
of professional wrestling.
You know, and this is an anything goes match, so I think this is gonna be in Knoxville's wheelhouse, so to speak, and Sami Zayn, he's gonna take another loss. So I'm picking Knoxville. I don't know about you, Zoe.
Oh,
Wake her up,
my
please.
God.
Wake her up.
I'm awake, barely, but this right here is just, these celebrity matches are so unnecessary. Matches of wrestlers going against commentators is so unnecessary. That is why we are having longer pay-per-views, because WWE doesn't know how to use the talent and don't know how to use the wrestlers, not celebrities. This is unnecessary.
See, here's the thing.
Rick, before you jump in, I want to ask Zoe this question because she is active on the wrestling roster these days on the indie scene. If your promoter came up to you and tell you had to put over some half-witted YouTube special dude who never proved himself, didn't know the difference between a wrist lock and a wrist watch, or a headlock and a ham hock, how would you feel about that?
I'm sorry. I would tell them no. You're putting people in there untrained to wrestle. They're either going to hurt themselves, get hurt.
Well, that's the thing. Is Johnny Knoxville is in Jackass.
Yeah.
So he's a guy who takes the bumps, these weird fucking bumps, as if he's like, Mick Foley when he's 15 jumping off off his roof. He does that weird shit.
But I don't want Johnny Knoxville trying to do a move on me and dropping me.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been for a couple of months setting up, so I'm sure Knoxville's working on not hurting Sami Zayn.
It's just too risky to me.
But
at first it was, what was it, Bad Bunny. Now we got this guy. Hell,
but that's
gonna be somebody else.
Let's be frank. It's just ridiculous. Let me jump in here for a second. WWE so far, there's like 16 matches. We haven't even gotten to the quote-unquote other main event. And we never needed that. 4 hours, even 5 hours was okay. All right, I could watch it. The kickoff show, whatever, I don't care. If I hear a match, all right, let me check out to see what's going and watch that. Or if not, I go get my food and pack my pipe. I don't need this for the 2 nights. And if the first night sucks, I will not be going for the second night. I'm like, fuck that.
Rick is going to need a pipe the size of a Tibetan horn.
You kidding me? I got my bong out. That's what I'm talking,
He's going to be going, boo, like those big horns that the Tibetans use. Because, God, look at the, WWE back in the day. Remember when they did the 3 shows in the 3 different locations?
Yeah.
Chicago, New York, and the Rosemont Horizon. And then they did WrestleMania 3, which was 12 matches. Some of them were dry, some of them were excellent and all that. Then they did the tournament, which was a little long, but it still had you interested. Now it's like just to get people to watch this shit, because how can I put this? It's no longer pay-per-view. Imagine, Rick, if we had to pay pay-per-view like $50 a night.
I wouldn't.
No.
You know what? Like I said, I even canceled the network before they even announced they were going to fucking Peacock. And when I realized I had Peacock on there, and me and my girlfriend, we were talking about it because there's a lot of other stuff that she watches on that Peacock network, and great. And then unfortunately WWE is just there. And occasionally I'm like, all right, let's see what they can do. Oh, they still suck.
They're just providing content for the network. And since the network pays them for it, pretty much who gives a damn? That's how I'm guessing this is how it's going to be. So they'll put fucking the controversy.
Even aside from that, who is, they have pay-per-views once a month, sometimes twice a month. It's like, 14, 15 pay-per-views a month. So think about that. If you had to pay full price.
Oh, bullshit.
Oh, exactly. And it's not like they're special, because we already get to see the people already fight each other on SmackDown or Raw. So it's not like, remember Saturday night's main event where you got to see these people fight? Like, holy cow, these two are going at it. We'd never seen that before. They usually fight jobbers. Now it's like every Monday and Friday or whatever SmackDown is that they are fighting each other anyway, so the luster is gone.
Pretty much. Or they have the rubber band matches, and then they go for the pay-per-view where they have the final person who, if it's like a heel kind of rubber band match where the heel eventually gets the win.
I can't wait for next year's WrestleMania. It's going to be Mr. Bill taking on Mr. Sluggo.
Kidding me? If he's desperate enough, it'll be Vince McMahon versus the like broom guy. So you're just gonna lose. You just lay down. I'm gonna do the one-finger death punch, and that's it. That'll be the main event.
It'll be Pat Patterson versus one of the ring attendants.
That's Joe at ScoreNewsRun.com.
What?
He's not lying.
I'm not lying. Jeez, that's like saying that Nyla Rose likes taking it up the ass because she can't take it up anywhere else.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What?
Oh, God.
ScoreNewsRun.com.
All right, moving on. Come on, let's get on to this main event so we can get past this.
There go Vince calling us, saying that we're upsetting him.
Yeah.
The main event is Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, and they want to unify for the title at WrestleMania 38. This one, I'm going to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind seeing. This looks like it's going to be a good match. when Roman and Brock get in the ring, they always do have good matches. So, for what that is, but here's my thing, and we talked about this last week. When they unify a title, what's going to happen? It's the title will either be on Raw or SmackDown.
Or both.
Yeah.
Yeah, or both.
Well, let's be realistic.
I guarantee this, Rick. If Roman wins, that belt will be defended on both brands.
Yep.
If Brock wins, it'll be defended at every pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but if Brock wins the title, honestly, I think the title's going to go for a walk. It's going to go on vacation. Yeah. We've seen it happen before. And now looking back, I can understand why they did, because they did have to escalate other wrestlers. And if, the top name, we'll just say at the time, it was John Cena. He didn't have a title, so they kept on pushing other people up there. And eventually, the next set moved up, but it was a little too late, Joe, because they had already moved on. The ones like John Cena had moved on.
Oh, yeah. The best workers are gone. So what you got is a handful of people that we've seen that go to the well once too often, and the well is dry by now. If they give this to Brock and they unify the belts, then I guarantee you'll see that belt defended at pay-per-views. And it could be the biggest swerve ever. It could be Paul Heyman rejoining Brock. I know you can do it. So it's really time for Roman to lose it, because he's been that tribal chief for so long.
They've already said that he's the longest reigning champion.
Exactly. His time is now. Whenever they say that, it's time for him to lose the belt. And at WrestleMania, this could go two ways. And either they do it to give it the belt to Brock, or they give it to Roman and we all be bored out anyway. So either way, whoever wins the belt is going to have to defend it on both brands. And thank God, too.
I doubt that. Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, I would like to see, yes, one champion go from back and forth.
You know what this does, too, Rick? It should make, by having one world champion, it should make, and I say the word should because this is my thinking, it should make the Intercontinental and the U.S. champion the important championships of their brand to elevate people to get to that world title now.
Now, see, that's where I agree with you, but, I mean, we've seen, United States champions, John Moxley, and even Shinsuke Nakamura, who were, Moxley was U.S. champion, where all he did was just carry it.
Yeah.
He didn't really wrestle a lot until the very end, when the Shield broke up. But, these titles, could they rise up? Maybe, but it all really depends on WWE's thinking. And Lance, I don't see that happening. So, what's your pick?
Well, I'll put it like this: if Brock wins, we'll see the WWE or Universe, whatever the fuck it's getting called, at SummerSlam. If not, Roman is honestly, which the only way Joe's idea is going to happen is if Roman wins it, because Brock has limited appearances on his contract.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, he'll take the title for a vacation.
Yeah, we'll see him at SummerSlam. But yeah. I'm going Roman on this one.
Okay. Zoe, your pick.
Roman.
And I'm gonna be honest.
A woman of a few words, folks.
I'm out of it.
Yeah. I'm not too far behind you, believe me, honey.
We're all gonna be out of it on Sunday.
Well, I'm gonna go on the other side. And I'm gonna say it's gonna be Brock Lesnar, because we need a title that's gonna be gone for a while. We need the
Yeah.
2 championships, as you said, Joe, the U.S. and the IC champion, to be significant. You
I would
know,
like to now see them unify the world tag titles because they don't have many teams as it is.
you know what? The problem
Not a
is,
bad idea.
Go ahead, Joe, Lance.
That's not a bad idea.
You know what? It's a great idea. I would like to see a lot of these titles, unified. But until WWE gets off Fox and then finally gets on USA, not going to happen. You're not going to, Joe, let me get you, if you owned a network, would you want a wrestling company without a champion?
I will want. You got to remember, this is a different time. I just want to see, if I'm a network company, I want to see ratings. I don't give a damn what the company is doing. I want ratings, and it's either one champion, multiple champions, or one half a champion. To the network, it doesn't matter. They want ratings. That's how they make their money. That's how they get their sponsors. That's how they get different events and set up and all that. So, honestly, Vince could unify the tag titles and unify the world title. It'll probably help the wrestling aspect of it because now teams will really have to fight it out like they used to back in the old days. And then the 2 secondary titles will be the prime titles, and then they fight the world champion because we haven't had that in a long time. But to be honest, the networks care only about ratings and content. So Vince provides the content, so they can have no champions, and it doesn't matter to a network.
I still think, personally, if I had a network, and if I had a company as big as WWE. I'm like, where's my title? Where's the title for our champion, for SmackDown? We've seen WWE split Raw and USA for obvious reasons because they want to kind of split out the titles and move people up. In this case, it's just not happening because you have the 2 different brands on 2 different networks. So until, like I said, and I stand by it, until Raw and SmackDown are on one network, you're not going to see just only one title or only one set of tag titles. So that's just my thoughts. I don't know about you, Lance.
Yeah, they might do one champion if both channels can agree. But having one tag, one women's, one world, one mid-card, I don't see that happening.
Well, that's what makes them the term world. They would be the world champion. They're the pinnacle, the tops.
Yeah.
That's what.
Well, they also call themselves wrestling, and I don't see a lot of wrestling in the WWE. I call them worldwide entertainment.
And they're lacking a little bit on that last part.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? They're also lacking in wrestling.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is, we've seen
a sports entertainment company.
Exactly. And I love Jericho's new Jericho Appreciation, where he is saying we're sports entertainers. It's like a big kick in WWE's nuts. I don't know about what you think about that one, Zoe.
I think it's hilarious.
Yep. Joe, your thoughts on that one?
I think it's very inventive. He found a way, but you know what? People still sing his Judas song, so that didn't really change. So it's kind of like it's a great gimmick.
It's Inner Circle 2.0.
Right, but people still sing his song. So regardless, Jericho could be heel, he could be babyface. People still sing to him because they love the guy, and he's helping the young talent.
Absolutely.
So that's it.
And again, that's another thing we've said this time and time and time again. Why the WWE is starting to slowly fail, or people are losing interest and going to AEW because they're pushing him. And they're pushing him. Even CM Punk worked with the younger wrestlers, even though he has to, win all the time except for MJF. But there are other wrestlers that continue to get that push or get the rub, whether they're working with Sting or, even Billy Gunn, and the Gun Club. You know, they can say, hey, I worked with him, them before, and this and that. But you know what, guys? We're going to wrap up this edition of Hardcore Wrestling Rants. We're here every night at 10 o'clock, right after Dynamite. You can check out our HWR chat room, and that's over in the group section on Facebook, where we post the latest news, rumors. I do play-by-plays for Dynamite, and much, much more. Joe, you're over at Skeleton Realms. Take it away.
All right, yeah, everybody, check me out at Scoldrens Realm. Just do the hashtag Scoldrens Realm. I am on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. By the way, if you're interested in our shirts, the HWR t-shirts, the Lance Must, the Zoe Nightshade, the Rick Head, my shirts, make sure you go now to scoldrensrealm.live, L-I-V-E. So scoldrensrealm.live, hit the merch button, and you can see all of our t-shirts. Please do that, because with that money, we're going to hire a hitman and take out Vince McMahon and everybody else. I'm aiming for that one person.
Speak for yourself, Joe. Speak for yourself.
All right, everybody knows I'm kidding.
All right.
I kid.
Joe at scoldrensrealm.com.
And then, of course, we have the lovely Vicious Vixen for KZW. Zoe, what do we got going on in the wrestling world?
Yeah.
Really, not much. Okay. Well, Zoe is a part of Kentucky Zone Wrestling.
There she is.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that. Yeah, nothing's going on right now. I just need booked.
Okay. Well, is there a place where they can find to get you booked or an email?
Yeah, you can go on Facebook at Zoe Nightshade.
All right, and last and certainly not least, he's the incomparable Lance Moss. He's a man of many talents. What do you got going on, Lance?
Well, we're still working on the guitar series build. Got a little behind, but on most Tuesdays, Zoe and I and whoever else shows up go live on my channel and shoot the shit for about 2 hours with Lance Moss TV and friends.
All right, yeah, and again, I want to thank Terry 3GS for coming on and hanging us and giving his comments. So, for the Hardcore Crew, I'm your Hardcore host, Rick Head, saying, we'll see ya when we see ya.
Buy the shirt!
Yeah, please buy the fucking shirts. They're nice. We got them stocked in the warehouse. We need them going.